Hello guys, welcome once more to another video in our YouTube channel. So in today's video we are going to be looking at the topic numerical sequences, and we are going to be solving a tutorial question together. The question reads: two numerical sequences un and vn with n in the set of natural numbers are defined as u0 equals 30,000, un plus 1 equal to half un plus 20, vn equal to un plus b, where b is in the set of real numbers. The first question is asking us to calculate the values of u1, u2 and the u3. The second question is asking us to find the value of b, for which vn is a geometric progression with common ratio r equal to half. And the last question is asking us to express vn and the un in terms of n. Alright, so for those of you who are just joining us for your first time, endeavor to subscribe, like the video, share the video with your friends, comment as well. So let's get started with the solution. So we are going to begin with the first part, which is asking us to calculate the values of u1, u2 and u3. So to get u1, we are going to use u0 and un plus 1 equals to half un plus 20. So replacing n with 0, we have our u1 to be half of u0 plus 20. But since we know the value of u0 as 30,000, half of it gives us 15,000, and then we add 20 to it means our u1 is 15,020. Next, we are going to find u2 by using u1 and also this recursion. So u2 is gotten by replacing n with 2. So u2 will give us, replacing n with 1. u2 will give us half u1 plus 20, but u1 is 15,020. So we take the half of it and then we add 20, simplify, we get 7,530. u3, we do the same thing, we use u2 and this recursion. So replace n to be 2, we have u3 to be equal to half of u2 plus 20, but u2 is 7,520. We take the half of it and then we add 20 to it, simplify, we get 3,785. So we have completed the first part of the equation. Now the second part of the equation is asking us to get the value of b, for which the sequence vn is a gp whose common ratio is equal to half. So if vn is a gp, then the ratio between the n plus 1 term and the n term is always a constant, and in this case the constant has been given already. The constant is half. So vn being a gp, it means vn plus 1 divided by vn should be equal to half. Now vn was given to us as un plus b, so we can compute vn plus 1 by replacing n with n plus 1. So vn plus 1 is un plus 1 plus b, but we know what un plus 1 is. Un plus 1 is half into un plus 20, and then we add the b to it. Now we can factor out half from 20 and from b, so we have vn plus 1 to be half into un plus 40 plus 2b. Now vn plus 1 divided by vn is half into the numerator is vn plus 1 and then the denominator is vn. Anyways, half with the numerator is vn plus 1 and then the denominator is vn. So since vn is a gp with whose common ratio is half, it means that vn plus 1 divided by vn is equal to half. So with that said, it means that what we had below here, which is half into un plus 40 plus 2b divided by un plus b, should be equal to half. Now the half cancels on both sides, and then we get un plus 40 plus 2b divided by un plus b to be equal to 1. We can cross multiply, we get the numerator to be equal to the denominator. Now the uns are going to cancel, and then now we can subtract b on both sides as well as 40 on both sides. So 2b minus b will give us b, and then taking 40 to the right hand side, we get negative 40. So our b is equal to negative 40. So we can conclude that when b is equal to negative 40, the sequence vn is a gp whose common ratio is r equal to half. Now the last part of the equation is asking us to express vn and un in terms of n. So let us begin with vn. Since vn is a gp, we know the first term is v0, since we have information about u0. So the number of terms, since we are beginning from 0 to n, there are n plus 1 terms. So it means our vn will be equal to v0 r raised to the power n, where v0 is the first term and r is a common ratio. Now what is v0? Since our b is equal to negative 40, it means that our vn is equal to un minus 40. So v0 becomes u0 minus 40, but u0 is 30,000, then minus 40 gives us 29,960. So with that said, our vn becomes 29,960 times the common ratio, which is half raised to the power n. Now let us express un in terms of n. Since our Vn is equal to un minus 40, it means that our un is equal to Vn plus 40. But we know what Vn is. Our Vn is 29,960 times half raised to the power n, and then we add 40 to it. From the two terms, we can factor out 40, and we get 40 into 749 times half raised to the power n plus 1. Now the last part of the equation, which I never included, was to study the convergence of these two sequences. Now if the limit of a sequence is finite, then the sequence converges, provided it is finite and unique, and the limit of a sequence is simply the limit at positive infinity. So if you look at the sequence Vn, we want to take the limit at positive infinity, is going to give you 0, because half here is a number which is less than 1. So as n tends to infinity, half raised to the power n will be turned into 0. You can verify. Half raised to the power 1 is half. Half raised to the power 2 is 0.25. Half raised to the power 3 is 1 on 8, which is 0. So you see the 0 points are turning to 0. No matter what this number is, at the end you still get something turning to 0. So it means the limit of Vn is 0, hence Vn converges. Now what about Un? We get the limit of Un by taking the limit of this. Now half to the power n also tends to 0, so multiplying it with 749, it tends to 0. Adding 1 to it, it tends to 1, and multiplying by 40, it tends to 40. So the limit of Un is also finite, and it is unique. Finite means that we know the value, it is not infinity. So it means the sequence Un also converges. Hence we can conclude that the sequence Vn and the sequence Un converges. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like the video, share the video with your friends, subscribe to the channel, also comment in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.